the club, and Club USA was a success,
Wow.
amazing night. So we did that. I brought in also African Americans like Soulfinger Sam, Tony S, Miguel, all this crew.
Okay.
So they came in and we did all these events, at Club USA. But of course, at that time, Club USA is booming. Peter Gation never stopped. He owned the tunnel.
Ha.
So he decided to open the tunnel. So we are in Club USA doing Club USA. He's like, all right, you guys are doing Club USA, but you're also going to work at the tunnel.
Tunnel.
At that point, I changed my look. I have a Afro puff. I have a huge Afro.
Okay.
And this girl from Belgium, maybe you know her, Chouchou. She came. She's in New York as well. She's like, Jean-Claude. I'm like, man, I have problem to comb this thing. She's like, why don't you do let's do les couettes. So we do 3 couettes, one in front, 2 in the back.
Okay.
And now they call me Mickey Mouse.
Uh-oh.
So every New Yorker knows who I am because the hair that I have, the look. So I can go every store, man. I go to a store, kids want to take photo with me, parents want to take photo with me. It was crazy. So at that time, we're moving to Club USA. We're doing Club USA. Palladium, we closed Palladium. The owner was like, Palladium, not anymore. We closed Michael Todd room. We moved to the tunnel. Right? So we're doing the tunnel with Peter Gation. And man, New York is booming, the nightlife. The opening of the tunnel was so crazy. I mean, this is where you see what they call imagination. I'll tell you how this club looked like.
How much people could you fit inside the tunnel?
The tunnel fit 5,000 people.
That was so big?
Yeah.
I remember the first time I went to the tunnel, so 96, I'm 21. This was the first time I ever seen a DJ in the bathroom.
Exactly.
And sofas, and the bathroom was like some kind of reddish,
You know who was
pinkish.
DJing? You know who DJed in the bathroom?
No?
Me.
What?
Yeah, I DJ in the bathroom
In 96?
at the tunnel. But yes, that's the time we were at the tunnel. We were at the tunnel at that time.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I was in the other room. Yeah, the room. Yeah, we used to do because Peter Gation opened the club. The opening night, it was amazing. I mean, let me speak to you about imagination. What I was saying was amazing is because the invitation was puzzles. So they give you a puzzle
Okay.
and in a bag, okay?
A
And you
puzzle
need
in a bag.
in a bag,
So they would do thousands of them.
thousands. And
These
those
people have
puzzles,
money.
yeah, they had money. They give you listen, the puzzles. You go home so you can get the number because if you don't go home and reconstruct the tunnel with your little because the puzzle was the tunnel. So you needed to rebuild it so you can get the number so you can be on the guest list.
Oh, okay.
So we go to the tunnel, grand opening. Man, there's this place is like a bathroom. I was lost. I'm like, what? Bathroom. So the whole area where you walk in, right? Urinoir. So all those places, you have like all these things where you need to pee all over the place. You go inside the main floor. It's like a forest. It's like you're in a jungle, trees, and man, it's insane.
That
We
was a
live there.
crazy club.
Yeah. You live there, you go up, you go to the bathroom. The bathroom is unisex because you don't know there's music, there's a bar,
Mm-hmm.
right? In the bathroom. And they have people in windows, like in stores. So when you walk in, you have windows and you have actually people they put there, they were working. So doing some kind of movement, maybe doing some kind of work. You have a bunch of windows like that.
Mm-hmm.
And behind it, you have the room where the DJ was. That's where I was. So in that room. So that's where the music was coming from the bathroom, right? So there, and they had another room. So this is, and they had another room. Yeah. So you go, they have also another room. So that was the beginning. And Peter Gishan, who was the owner,
Mm-hmm.
was so smart. Okay, another event that I did was huge in New York. It was called Catwalk.
Catwalk.
Yes, Catwalk was crazy because you see, we decided to do a party with mix. We met this girl Wakeway. We brought the native Indians from the native Indians. So they were invited to events to do a fashion show.
Okay.
We had all the drag queens, involved with us. We had DJ X Actor, who was the top DJ at that time in New York. We had all the fashion, the models, and we have the most mixed crowd that New York City have never had a party like that. Okay, it was the best event till two people talk about that event.
Wow. What year is that? 90.
That well, that's in 95,
Wow.
95, 94, 95. Yeah, 95. We do catwalk and we have a fashion show. You know
30 years ago.
yeah. We have Naomi Campbell showed up,
Wow.
Madonna there, Sylvester Stallone there.
Wow.
Let me tell you, to get in the party, we opened the door at 10. At 9 o'clock, the line was going up to the other street. I had to hide
Ha! People were looking
because,
for you.
yes, people were looking for me, and I was hiding. So I will come out just to get in my boys. People are like, yo, say you're a photographer. So, so you can come in. So many people outside. It was insane. And we
And
did it with
that's
another.
and we're talking about a legendary club. Like the
Oh,
tunnel is legendary.
oh yeah. I mean, the tunnel was, it was just a crazy club. It was just ridiculous. So, the event just went. So mind you, this is the time I'm doing fashion event, beautiful crowd. Okay. So this is where I'm hanging. I'm hanging there. So finally, I'm like, okay, hip hop is growing. Hip hop is growing. In the meantime, I'm doing nails as well on the Monday night. And that's why I start the party called Funk Soirée. So on Monday, we're doing Funk Soirée. On Tuesday, we had all the friends hours. So we team up with other people to do events with others. So by that time, I'm doing events all the time. I'm doing event on Monday, I'm doing event on Tuesday, I'm doing event on Wednesday, on Thursday, Friday. I mean, every day. Every day I'm having events going
Just
on.
just just for context for the people who want to understand what the tunnel was. This is Oh wait, I can't. It's gonna be hard to show it. Let me see how I can do this.
Mhm.
This is this
There
was
we
the
go.
entrance.
Yeah, that was the entrance. Exactly.
That's the entrance of a club.
Exactly.
What, what is this? Like, how crazy
How
was
crazy.
this? That's the
Yeah.
that's the entrance. The
Hey, look at this guy on the photo. Oh my God. That's our boy. You see, that's the guest list. Do you see that?
uh-huh.
He has the guest list.
That was the door.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. Stephen Lewis.
That's crazy. Let me see if I can find photos of the tunnel.
Yeah. That nightclub was legendary.
Wow.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. You gotta say.
Apparently, there's even like documentaries about the tunnel.
Yeah, yeah, of course. There was a movie. They did a movie. I think the daughter of Peter Gashan. Peter Gashan was the owner, by the way.
Yes.
So he's the one who, yeah, yeah. So
Wow.
it was crazy.
So
And
you were saying you were doing a bunch of.
I was doing a lot of events. So at the tunnel, innovation, because we brought in some new stuff there too.
Mhm.
At the moment, we were working, we're doing events there, everything, the events are amazing. Um, we became the assistant directors, okay?
Of the
Me and
tunnel.
my, yeah, me and Michael James. The directors is Peter, it's Stephen Lewis, Steve Elderman. Uh, so Peter Gashan was a very, very, very smart owner. He didn't speak too much, but he was so smart because he will bring you in his weird meetings and he will say, okay, Jean Claude, what do you have in mind? And I'll come up. I'll say, well, in Paris, for example, right now, house music is rocking. And the house now is like Bob Sinclair, and, they're doing some new things. So I came up with the idea to open a cafe in the club. Yeah. So we opened a cafe, Limelight, at the tunnel. The owner said, oh, that's a great idea. So we opened a cafe and we created a room where we also had I think they had don't they have a gorilla or something?
A gorilla?
Yeah, they had a chimpanzee, a true one, huh? Not
Wow.
yeah, they did. They had
All right.
some crazy thing going on there. So, and they had the cafe, and the cafe was really nice because it was one of the top chef from who was the chef there. So that was new thing. So we changed New York a lot, me and my brother, because we brought in, we created the first international room in the tunnel where you can go and listen to African music.
Wow.
Yeah. So now African people start coming to the tunnel because
For
they
the
also
African
had the
room.
room. Exactly. We playing. Etienne was the DJ playing zouk, French, international music. So
Crazy.
that's where we introducing those things. So the tunnel, we did the tunnel for a long time and it was amazing. We did all the events, huge events. So in the meantime, I'm doing this trendy event, but I'm getting into the black event because New York City does not really allow for black promoters to do events yet.
Okay.
because it's too dangerous. We had clubs. The Savage was a club where it was only African Americans. They had another club. I forget the name of it. I forgot. Anyway, there's two, three clubs. Only three clubs, I think. One Caribbean club. One, the Savage was mostly for older people from 25 and over, I think. Classic music, funk, soul, stuff like that, R&B. And they had another club that I forgot the name. It was really good. So I used to go to all those places as well. So I was mixing in, I was going to you know, the trendy, but I also go to the black events. Okay.
Okay.
I was both. At that time, hip hop is growing.
Yeah.
And by the way, at the catwalk, because we wanted a mix event, that was the first time I met Onyx. You remember Onyx?
Of course.
Throw your hands in the air. Yeah. So I met
Slam.
them. Yeah.
Let the
So those
boys
are my
be
boys.
boys.
Yeah, those are my boys. I invited them
Frankie's
to.
asking, you didn't have a problem with PETA? With anybody in the club?
Oh, Peter. Oh, you know what? This is so funny. He brought in Peter. Peter became a big, big problem. He did.
There you go.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Oh, Peter. It was
That's
crazy.
crazy.
I think. Oh man, we got in trouble in a big way. But so basically, yeah, New York. We doing these things, and so doing events over there. There is you know clubs. Of course, we're not only the tunnel. You have the tunnel. We got Sound Factory as well. Who so my life in New York is very interesting because I am in every type of category of nightlife. I am with the trendies, and I'm also with the people who dance house music. That's another scene in New York going at the same time. So there, when we leave the club Nails on Wednesday night, we will go to a club called Sound Factory Bar. And there they play house music. Lulu Vega is the DJ.
Louis Vega.
Yeah?
I was with him uh, 7 months ago
Okay.
with Buddy, because he's the one who
Yeah. He's with
who,
Buddy, of course.
who launched Buddy's career. I mean,
Buddy's
first album.
Yeah.
So we introduced me. I met his wife before in Cape Verde, and actually
Oh,
as they were
Panane?
going, yeah. I met her a few years ago in Cape Verde, and then I finally met him. That's a legend.
Well,
Shout
yeah,
out
he's a
to Louis.
legend.
Shout out
Yeah.
to Louis Vega.
So Lulu Vega, we were going there every Wednesday night to dance house music. So my
Wow.
dancing is in the house. I'm dancing house music with the New Yorkers. But mind you, I go to this part at Nels. You know who I meet? The guy who did, what's his name? Uh, Big actor from not Fight the Power. Was it in Fight the Power? No. Oh my God! How can I forget his name? It's ridiculous. He was actually arrested for a moment because of he did Harlem,
Harlem Night.
yeah, Wesley Snipes.
Oh,
Yeah. So I meet Wesley at Nails on the dance floor.
you were both dancing house music?
We're dancing. Wesley Snipes sees me. He's dancing. He's doing his move. I go in. At the moment, hey, Wesley is good, man. He goes on the floor, start doing the breakdance move. I'm like, oh.
Wow.
In the meantime, he's big. He's a big actor. Okay, this is Wesley Snipes, not just he has his big movie going on.
Yeah.
He was really nice guy. He loved Kinshasa. um,
Um,
somehow
I met
because
I met Vin Diesel the same way in a rap cipher in
mhm,
Paris, and yeah, he was with his boy. I think he already had a few big movies. He was already Vin Diesel, and he came to my friend's party, Audran, and then Audran said, "Ah, my friend raps," and they was, "Hey, you rap? Alright, let's do a cipher." And then him and his friends, they all getting in around, and yeah, we started kicking it. And listen, yeah, he was rapping good, and
yeah.
me too. And we did a few rounds,
Oh
and he
wow.
was like, wow, that's amazing, you guys. And yeah, we didn't keep in touch, but that was
Yeah.
same type of stuff. You sometimes you're gonna meet people um, in their maybe their first passion, or maybe something that turned into a hobby because something got bigger, like acting or
Yeah.
politics, and
Hmm.
it's very interesting.
So yes, so I'm doing these events now. In the meantime, I'm doing the all these events, and the black events start growing. Okay, so Tuesday nights is a music cafe for Sweet 16. So there, I'm working with. There's two other promoters who are really good. They were bringing hip hop. This is hip hop event now. This is where we're moving into hip hop is growing in New York. Because, mind you, New York City was very towards fashion, okay? Fashion, that was the mood. But now hip hop, it's coming in little by little, okay? Hip hop is coming in. So we're playing hip hop songs and, all this stuff. This is where Mark Ronson is coming in as well. Mark Ronson. Um, So even Mark Ronson. So Mark Ronson, I do an event in a place called C Square for a magazine, and Mark the Spice, that was his name before, is the DJ. So that's Mark Ronson. You know what Mark Ronson is, right?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Mark Ronson is a big producer. He's the one who did that song. This is the da, 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 da.
So house music producer.
No, 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 no. Hip hop. He's a hip hop DJ.
Okay.
So Mark Ronson is the one who did um, the song Funk with Bruno Mars.
Now,
Yeah, do you know that song?
of course.
This is the asphalt.
Okay, 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 okay.
That's
Okay,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
producer.
yeah, yeah.
So that's Mark Ronson.
Okay.
So Mark Ronson, he's a DJ at that time. He's a hip hop DJ. Really, really, he was amazing. Great DJ. And I think this is the time when New York hip hop start growing a little bit more. Club didn't want hip hop too much because hip hop was ghetto.
Yeah, I
Okay.
remember back then every vinyl or every single that would come out, you would have R&B song, you would have with rap and without rap for the clubs.
Exactly. So clubs at that time is that year where we're moving in. So I'm basically everywhere. I am with the dancers, so all the house top music, who today in Paris they got Club Debout, right? You know that, right?
I don't know. I live in Lisbon.
Club Debout. Well, it's like a dance competition in Paris where all the
Okay.
dancers meet and they dance. So house music got big because those dancers from New York came to Paris, obviously to teach. So we were with Voodoo Ray, all that crew of dancers. That was also another part of my life in New York. So in the meantime, I'm doing the trendy stuff, and I'm also with the house music people, Lulu Vega, going to the shelter. This is a different vibe. This is house music vibe. So also why we talk about it, because a lot of people from outside think New York was only hip hop, R&B. No, house music is a big part of the black community in the United States,
Of course.
and big time. So Soulful House, who was come from gospel, was also another movement. While hip hop is going, also house music is big. We're going, and you have so New York nightlife is trendy, super VIP people, fashion models, hip hop scene, right? You have the hip hop scene, and you have the house music scene, soulful house music scene, who goes to, just to go to dance type of thing. Lulu Vega, even Anane, I met her, and I'm the one who brought her to Sound Factory Bar. That's how she met Lulu Vega.
Wow. Look at you. Parrain.
Yeah, you know.
Parrain de
So it's
mariage.
really funny. Yeah. So I remember it was really fun. So basically, yeah, we're doing all these things. And from that point, we start doing event for celebrities. Okay, we're moving.
Events for celebrities.
Yes. So we're doing, me and Michael, we're doing, big events. Magazine, Harper's Bazaar, Elle Magazine event. We're doing release party for Joe. We're doing event for Aliyah. We're doing event for, a lot of artists. We start doing the release party. We're also doing movie premiere. All the movie premiere with all the actors in New York. We do that with Sony Music, with Sony and all that. So we're doing all these events, and nightlife is just going crazy. Now, New York. So from that point, you are we're doing all these events. I'm doing nails, and I meet through a friend. I meet a musician who used to play in a funk band, not Gap band. What's the funk band again? Sky. Sky. Walking down the street, watching it, all I watching you. Yeah, Sky. I meet the guy. I become friend with him. He introduced me to Curtis Blow.
Wow.
Yeah. So I met Curtis Blow. I meet Curtis Blow, and I want to do a crazy event. I'm putting together a major event, great ideas. Great ideas are good, but you got to be careful. I'm doing a great event. I'm like, I'm going to do something amazing because I met Curtis Blow, Grandmaster Flash.
Hey!
Yeah, he's on the
Legendary
radio.
things.
Exactly. I go and meet Grandmaster Flash. I brought him to DJ for my birthday party at Nails.
That's crazy.
Even New Yorkers could not believe it. They're like, no, this is the Grandmaster Flash is coming in with a bunch of records. The party just went crazy. And you know who walks in? Prince.
Prince.
Yeah. Prince walks into the party.
Wow.
And he decided to play. He goes, because Nails has 2 floors, downstairs and upstairs, and he decided to play. He asked for the guitar. He said the band was there. He's like, let's go. Bam. He start playing. People are going nuts. Free show with Prince at the party.
People went nuts.
Man, people went nuts. Grandmaster Flash was such a wonderful DJ. Oh my God. Putting the groove. People were so happy. So from that point,
I want to give a shout out to Tayon
Oh, Dayan.
Yeah,
Oh
who's
yeah.
watching us from Miami. He's
Yeah.
the one who took me for the first time in a strip club in New York
Oh,
and in
okay.
Miami, actually.
Okay.
Back
Okay.
with Papa Jube, back with
Papa
Peter.
Juve. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Those
That's
are
fun. Yeah,
my New York mentors.
yeah, yeah.
So
Doyan. That's our
he's
boys.
he's
That's family right
he
there.
actually said he commented when I posted the picture and he's watching now. My boy Jean Claude and Kaysha. Wow.
Yeah, I know. When I moved here, he told me, he was like, man, you got to get in touch with Kesha. Kesha is in Lisbon. He was the one who told me you were here. Yeah, he
These are
told
the
me.
ones like my protectors. The people they know they tell, yeah, you have to call these people, or they send people, hey, you have to call Keisha. That's crazy.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Those
It's
are the real ones.
amazing. Yeah, so New York City is going. So now hip hop is creeping in the scene of the trendy. Okay, Manhattan is allowing
Hip hop parties,
hip hop parties.
or and hip hop playing by the DJs.
Yeah. No, hip hop playing was there already. You can play
Okay,
hip hop because let me tell you, all this crowd used to listen, they used to love hip hop too.
of
Hip hop
course,
R&B was always there.
but it
But
was not like a teamed hip hop
no,
party with hip
exactly.
hop people. Was
Exactly. So it was mostly, you know, you know. I'm
yeah,
not gonna. So it was a trendy crowd. Now hip hop get really start getting big, and that point, I'm not doing the party, but we have there's an event called uh, what do you call it again? Sweet 16. I mean Sweet 16. It's a club, huh? That's where
okay,
they're doing the party. It was on Tuesday, I think Tuesday, yeah, Tuesday night, and it was just amazing. Mark Ronson is there, and he's DJing. They also had another DJ, Eric Lapo, who was playing reggae. He was a reggae DJ, but he was partner with Mark Ronson. He would play the reggae part, and Mark Ronson would play the hip hop. Got big. The party became a legendary event, and we team up. We promote it as well. Just promoted. It wasn't my event, but I was a part of the team. So because after that, I was just a part of teams. When they do event, they call me Jean Claude, come and do the party, be a part with us. So we have a team, and I was doing event uh, 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 with a lot of people. I think I did event with almost every promoter in New York, literally
that's crazy.
everybody, everyone.
That's crazy.
Yeah, everyone. I work with them. There's not one guy I didn't work with.
You like an NYC legend.
So I work with everybody. So of course, that time I still have the. Do I have an Afropuff? Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, this is time still Afropuff. Afropuff is still going. And I did a magazine called Black Magazine. What was it? Black Magazine? Yeah, it was a Black Magazine. I think that was the name of it. And I did that magazine. I did modeling
Oh,
with Nicole, who was a big model. So I started going to do, a little photo shoot in and there as
yeah.
a
I want to see
model.
those
Yeah.
photos.
Can you believe this? So I did that.
I want
And
to see those photos.
yeah, and I did also an advertising for that was crazy. We didn't get paid that much because I wasn't with an agency.
Okay.
But yeah, but we did that. So in the meantime, the industry, every New York is changing as well. We have to say,
Yeah.
more mixed crowd everywhere. The
So what
mixes.
year? What year are we now?
Now we already in the 98. Okay, we on
Okay.
98, 97. Yeah, so we really moving. So from that point, hip hop is growing, and there is a couple of promoters who are top promoters in that field. Uh, they were because you see, New York is very interesting. So there is a school called Howard University. a university called Howard. And Howard University, it was the kind of Harvard for the black people. We can say that.
Yeah, yeah, it's quite famous for that.
Yes. And most of the black people who are working in entertainment came from there, including
Including
Didi.
the infamous one,
Yeah, the
Mr.
infamous
Baby
one.
Oil,
Exactly.
Mr.
Didi was also there.
Freakoffs.
He was there. So all of those guys were there. Now they launch the first party with the black crowd, and it's the event with Biggie Small.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
My goodness, at Nails. Man, we went in and we went out.
What you mean?
Bro, it was crazy because gunshot happened.
That's why we cannot have good nice things.
I was like, we went in, it was it was bad. It was crazy. I was like, no, this event was just an insane. I was like, and that night I met the mayor of LA. He was new in New York City, and he was trying to go to this event. All
Whoa.
suited up. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, is this guy
And
serious?
there's gunshots and you there with your suit.
I asked him, I said, sir, but what, you going out? He's like, yeah, I'm trying to, I heard Nails is great. I'm like, not tonight. Let me take you somewhere else. So I took him to Tattoo, where everybody was suited up. He was really, really happy. Yeah. So I took him. So New York City is nightlife. It's very interesting. It's different from every nightlife
Wow.
Yes. Because New York, the New Yorkers don't go on vacation. They don't need, they don't go on vacation. They only have 2 weeks anyway when you work. So, you don't really go on vacation. But they go out every weekend. Weekend, not really. Weekend was so New York City was kind of, very divided, kind of say, a little segregation kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not segregation, but yeah. So when you were from Manhattan, from New York, Manhattan, you were considered, the great crowd. Let's put it like that. When you were coming from because New York has a bridge, right?
Yeah.
There's the bridge. So they used to call them bridge and tunnel, because those people used to cross the bridge to come to Manhattan to party. So New Yorkers didn't want to mix with them. So the parties on the weekend were really for that type of crowd. The true event in New York were during the week.
I like it, like in Paris, on the weekends, c'est les beaufs, ceux qui travaillent. Those are the ones that come out, and then
So
on a Monday, on a Tuesday, that's really where the hype crowds. When
So
people are working, they don't only the people who wake up at 2.
So it was like that, but we also had working people. But anyway,
Oh, my cousin Joel, man, happy birthday, cousin.
yeah. So it was very interesting. So New York City nightlife, it's booming. Okay, it's crazy. Apart from Club USA Town Hall is going, big DJs also, big room with big DJ like Junior Vasquez. A lot of people don't know who he is because he never wanted to travel to go to Europe to DJ, but he's a genius. Okay, we had DJs who were genius. We had Sound Factory Bar, huge club, and we used to party till 12 p.m.
Lord have mercy.
Yes. 12 p.m. We were there dancing. So you finish the club and you go to Sound Factory. exactly. House music like crazy.
Ibiza style.
Ibiza style. And you go to, so two type. You can go Sound Factory was more progressive house
Mm-hmm.
mixed with the drag queens and that type of crowd. And you have soulful house music when you
Dun,
go to the
dun, dun, dun,
shelter.
dun, dun, dun,
Yeah,
dun, dun, dun,
body and
dun.
soul. Exactly. So those events were going on as well, and they were also finishing really late. So we have two type of crowd there. If you go to the soulful house, it was mostly African Americans. If you go to the sound factory, you know, you mostly the Europeans, the trendy crowd, we call the white
Mm-hmm.
people, right? So there was a division, not a division, but people were not listening to the same type of music,
Yeah.
right? Let's put it like that. So we're doing a lot of events. We're doing movie events. We're doing premiere. We're really on the top of the game at that time. Okay, top of the game. We're doing events with everybody. Every single club we open, we've been a part of it. Now, one thing is that we're doing all these events, and we're doing now. I'm going to. I'm leaving, of course. I'm in the house music event. Hip hop events start growing. Those promoters are doing, you know, events in the hip hop, very trendy, beautiful black crowd. Okay, beautiful. I'm telling you, that was amazing. Yeah. So those are the big party now with the black crowd because finally Manhattan is open to hip hop. Hip hop celebrities are becoming a little more accepted in the fashion industry. A little more. Not yet real, but yeah.
At today level, but
Not today level, of course not. But
yeah.
they're getting in there. They're
Mm.
getting in there. But mind you, when they come to our event, trendy event, sometimes they can get in. So
Oops.
PDD used to come. Didi will come and they say, you can only you can come in. He
Mm.
couldn't come with his friends or with his people. No. So events were like that. There was parties everywhere. So hip hop started growing. This is where we saw also how hip hop became popular in New York City. And that was beautiful because I met Jay Z when he was still, his office was just that tiny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He had a small office. And Jay Z, what he used to do, I remember, to make it important, you will call, they'll put you on hold. They had no one. They will put you on hold so they can look like,
Yeah, yeah.
they were important. They're important. So I met Jay Z, I met his partner, you know. So I saw those guys, and, those guys, when they were coming in, because they didn't really know the other people. They knew me. I was the one who led them. I was the one helping them to get into the trendy clubs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you see Jay Z will come. You go, yo John, can you get me in, man?
No, no.
Yeah. So it was crazy. And I did Tupac event. Tupac and my dog's at. You know who he is, right? Where my
No.
dog's at?
Ah, yeah. DMX.
DMX release event. I did the release party of that event. I did
Nice.
Lauren Hills,
Amazing.
the first Lauren Hills event. We did it as well. So I was doing now all the parties. I was doing black events. I was doing fashion events. You know, almost every kind of event I was there. And I was also working sometime with the drag queens. When they had the events, I was also a part of it. So New York nightlife was very special. At that time, it was all about being cool. It was not about the money. It was all about being cool. Okay. So to get in a club, it was not, "Oh, I'm going to buy bottles. We didn't have bottle service. All that thing did not exist.
That's
So
true.
if you were, yeah, only on the guest list, you have to be, and New York is changing little by little. I'm still working at the tunnel. We're still working at the tunnel. But now there's a new club who's going to open called Club Life. And this is where things change. Club Life going to open. And the mistake we did, because we were part of Peter Gation, and that was
Yeah.
the owner of Peter. So you remember I told you they had two directors, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So Stephen Lewis was a director at the club Tunnel, and he spoke to me and Michael first. He said, "Listen, Tunnel start having problems because Tunnel was also a terrible place. A lot of drugs were going on there as well. So it was crazy at that level. Giuliani stepped in. When Giuliani stepped in, the the nightlife died. So Giuliani had a problem with Peter Gation. Maybe old school problem. We don't know what's going on. But he decided to close the tunnel.
So now you have this new club.
Life is opening because the tunnel is not trendy as it used to be. It's losing stamina. But we're still at the tunnel. And we were with Peter Gation for so long. And we got invited to open Life.
Yeah.
But me and Michael, we decided, but in the meantime, we also are part of that's also an important part of New York because there is a guy called Alon Gibli. He's from Israel. And he's doing a party on Tuesday night. That party on Tuesday was mostly people from Israel. He had like 200-300 people, I think. He was bringing crowd from Israel. All the Israelis used to go there. But he didn't have the trendy crowd, the beautiful crowd. That's how they call it in New York, the beautiful crowd. He didn't have that. So I became friends with him. I became friends with Alon. And Alon told me, hey, Jean-Claude, come and work with me and everything. I was all right. So we brought everybody in that place. So Tuesday became the party to go on Tuesday night. When we got involved, me and Michael James, the party blew up, okay? And the Tuesday night was billed. It was just the party to go on Tuesday. And and I brought the DJ called Jonathan Peters, who's New Yorkers, they know Jonathan Peters. I brought him to Tuesday night, and Jonathan Peters became a huge DJ as well in New York. He's a big producer. So the nightlife in New York is changing. Hip hop is becoming bigger because they have money. So clubs are doing more hip hop events, right? The trendy crowd is listening now to hip hop. Hip hop is taking over, basically, we have to say. Hip hop is taking over. New York City, house music, no. Now it's hip hop R&B. But in New York, there is the black promoters as well. So you have black events. It's only black people. And you have this event where are trendy. And you have the house music event. So now I'm a part of the black event. Okay. So I'm in the trendy, but I'm also doing black event. So I get to be known now by all the people from Howard, all that crew. I'm now doing those events. And I think you guys heard of a guy called AJ, who used to work for BET. He used to be the host.
Okay. Yeah. I think I
Yeah,
see
AJ.
who.
Yeah, AJ. Okay. So here we go. It was my partner. So I used to work with him on a black event. Okay. So
Okay.
I have
Okay.
Michael James. I'm doing with him the trendy event. On the other side, yeah, I'm with AJ and some other people. So we're working together. We're doing all these events. That's why I'm doing a lot of record company events, bunch of hip hop. So that's why I'm doing a lot of celebrity events, but mostly in the music industry. So I'm putting my foot more in the music industry right now, you know, more into the hip hop and that kind of event. So I told you I met Grandmaster Flash, Curtis Blow. I met Nas at his beginning when he just started. And I decided to do this huge event at the Palladium. I wanted Grandmaster Flash. I had Grandmaster Flash there. I had the Furious Five, Grandmaster Melomel, Curtis Blow, the Cameo, and I had Nas. I wanted what is it? Not Biggie Small. Biggie Small was there. No, it was Nas. Uh, uh, oh God, what's in this group? Group Home, you know, all these hip hop group that I'm trying to mix in. So I'm putting together the event. 2 days before the event, a guy came to me, said, Jean-Claude, what are you doing, man? I'm like, yo, I'm doing the event, man. It's gonna be amazing. We're gonna have hip hop, we're gonna have funk. I'm all happy. And the guy goes, bro, do you want chaos?
Uh oh.
I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, you're crazy, dude. You have Nas, you have people from Brooklyn, you have gangs. Those are the gangs from this crew, they don't get along with this.
Uh oh.
I'm like, oh. I'm like, he like, bro, cancel the event.
Lord.
Cancel the event. Go to tell the boss to cancel. I'm like, are you serious? He's like, I'm trying. He's like, dude, don't do that. He said, you know that if something happened, you'll be responsible.
Reliable.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, this idea was beautiful. I was like, I was like, you know what? I don't really know where I'm stepping in at. I'm a New Yorker, but I don't know the ghetto enough yet. So I step in. I decided to cancel the party. We canceled the party. People are like, man, you did the best thing ever. You would have created a crazy event where you would have been responsible. So that was a thing that I learned as well. I was like, okay, with this hip hop thing, you need to be very careful. Another event that I did was really good. I got all the story of the hip hop, the true story of hip hop. I did the event. I met London from New York City Breakers. Okay. So we brought in everybody. When we were in Congo, I mean, wherever, we only knew Sugar Hill Gang, right? We knew Sugar Hill Gang, we knew Curtis Blow and Grandmaster Flash and Mela Mel. That's mostly what most of the people outside knew in the old school hip hop at the beginning.
Of course.
Yes. But now I did the event with the true beginning, the true story of hip hop. I had Grandmaster Flash. I have Curtis Blow. I had Grandmaster Kaz. I had Grand Melamel. I had Grand Wizard Theodore. You know who's Grand Wizard Theodore?
Yep.
Okay, the one who created the scratch, right? Grand Wizard Theodore.
Yep.
I had what's his name? That guy from Jamaica, the father of hip hop. Actually, that's how they call him.
I know. The light skin guy.
From Jamaica, yeah. So,
Yeah.
I had every single person who was a part of that industry from the beginning. Russell Siemens were there. Um, we had so all the industry, and that's where I learned the true story of hip hop. It was
Wow.
pretty amazing to hear the true story. For example, many people don't know that the song Rapper's Delight was never written by Sugar Hill Gang.
Ha.
Yes, it was written by Grandmaster Caz.
Look at that.
Yeah. And Grandmaster Caz wrote the song, but Sugar Hill Gang sister used to own the label Sugar Hill Gang, and that's how
Sugar Hill.
Sugar Hill, exactly, Sugar Hill. And that's how, I forgot her name, Nielsen, I forgot her name anyway. She was, that's how that song was given to them. And that's how they became popular because they had a connection.
It is what it is. This is the story of life.
Yeah. So, so we learned a
That's
lot. So that
crazy.
was a big event that I did in the hip hop kind of world.
We're gonna
And,
we're gonna have to do a part two because it's been
oh, yeah,
three
yeah,
hours
yeah.
and
There's too much. There's
45,
too much. We
and
have to stop. It's,
I can see
oh my
that
God.
if I don't stop you, you will talk till 7 a.m.
No, no, no. I think we need to do a part two for sure.
Nah, listen, we
I think it's
it's
fun.
that's the good
People
thing
learn.
is that don't put everybody in the first thing. But
Yeah.
that's an amazing experience to see somebody born like a lot of us born in Congo, and to see the everything we did. Like, this is a movie. These are Netflix series where you have somebody born in Congo, then ends up in Paris, then Morocco, the Dar es Salaam, Lubumbashi, Paris, then New York, then become like one of the kings of New York nightlife. That's
Yeah.
actually very interesting. And yeah, listen, I believe that, like, as I was listening to you telling all these New York stories, I was saying to myself, this needs to be a book. Like, the whole thing, like, chosen stories, but this sounds like, yeah, sounds like a book, sounds like biopic, and I believe that you should think about that,
Yeah.
especially with all these people that are there that like, you
Mm-hmm.
should nowadays it's kind of easy to, I
It's
mean,
easy to
you
interesting to
once you
call
sit down
them.
with the right person, they can record you and then they write for you, so they know how to write the story in a compelling way, just like for biopics. But yeah, as I was listening to the whole thing, like, I believe, like, that facet of the New York lifestyle and nightlife really needs to be heard. And I'm happy that I'm gonna be able to keep this online, and we're gonna be able to have this part one
Yeah.
there for people to see. And
To
because a
see,
lot of
to
people
listen
times,
to.
yeah, you have to talk, you have to tell, now you can say, yeah, there it is, and it can
Yeah.
inspire other people to also want to tell their side
The
of the
story.
story, or like,
Yeah, because
or say,
everybody
oh,
has
I
a
remember I was there, oh, yeah, I remember those party. Like, those are super important moments, because this, like, whenever I see documentaries about anything between the 90s and the 2010s, I'm like, I was there. Like, I I hear about events, and I'm like, yo, I was around there. I remember those things. I remember those people, and it's part
yeah.
of, yeah, it's part of our collective history. So
Yeah,
that's
it's a part of our life,
it is, it
Yeah.
is, it is. So listen.